serious men of Reddit who are unable to share their emotions with anyone. What would you like to share? I don't know how I feel half the time. I find other people's emotions relatable, and I feel like I can empathize with them. But when it comes to mine, it seems difficult to define. I hate that I lie about myself to make myself seem more interesting. It's so hindering. I feel so ducking stupid after it, and just start cringing. I don't know if I'm stupid or intelligent. I'm definitely lazy. I know that much. I don't feel wanted or needed in my life, but I know that logically it's not true. I just associate being wanted or loved with physical affection, not sex, and those interactions are few and far between. I'm not scared of dying, but I'm scared of risking things. Sometimes I even think that death would be a good option, because I feel there is no pre-designated point to living. We have to create a point, and I don't know what I want my point to be. Edit. I had no idea this would get so much attention. Thank you for all the awards and comments. Never knew how good internet points could make you feel. Sincerely. Thank you. You pretty much summed up how I feel. A life lacking fulfillment, because I've never actually wanted anything in particular. This year was going to be my year. The year I turned shit around. Then I went and made the worst mistake of my life. Whenever I finally try to make a decision that's totally my own and follow through with it, shit never seems to work out. The knowledge that life only has the meaning you assign to it doesn't make it any easier to discern that meaning. I've been aimless my whole life and I really don't know what the hell I want. I've just followed when I've been led and taken what I've been handed. I'm tired of pretending everything is going well. I lost all motivation and drive to do well in life. I keep telling myself it will get better, but nothing is going right. I just want a hug from someone who really cares about me and tell me everything will be okay. I want to drop out of school so badly to recover, but that's not possible. Open bracket. Edit. Thank you so much for all your encouragement and kind words. I really appreciate it. My day got better. Close bracket. It's getting late here, and I will continue reading and replying to you guys tomorrow. I appreciate every single one of you. Hugs. Close bracket. Only one of my friends ever contacts me unprompted, whether it is via text or a quick drop by. I would never hear from the others again if I didn't message or call them first. This isn't as bad as some of the others here, but it has been bothering me for a long while. Edit. Thank you all for the words of support or even just talking about your own experiences. I wish you all the best friends in the world. Edit 2. Thank you for all the rewards. But honestly I have no idea what they mean. Reading your replies is more than enough. If these cost money, please spend it on something for yourself. Even if that is just a beer, a chocolate bar or something healthy. Most people deserve that. I'm certain you do too. If you are inclined to give, I'm sure there's nicer things you can spend it on than some mystified fool on the internet. I honestly can't keep up with the replies and messages, but please check out the sticky if you're in any sort of need. I'm sure the people on the other end of those links don't mind your questions or tales, however small they may seem to you. I'd love to reply to you all, but I can't and I'm sorry. Edit 3. Some typos and wording. Have a wonderful morning, noon, evening or night. I personally isolate myself because when I message friends unprompted to check in or maybe hang out, I always feel like I'm bothering them. Then I get stressed the more I think about it and eventually talk myself out of it. IDK, your response hit close to home in a way. I hope the best in life, you man. I'm the oldest of 4 brothers. My younger brothers are far more successful than me. When we were growing up, I always felt like my parents never gave a shit about me. As soon as my brothers showed up, all through life, I had to listen to my parents comparing me, the oldest, to my younger brothers. It was always humiliating. I struggled with learning in school and my parents just thought I was stupid or lazy. They never really put in the time or effort to work with me or to understand my struggles. And I was just a kid, so I didn't know how to express myself. They didn't understand that I was bullied throughout most of my academic life and that it caused me to suffer from social anxiety disorder. As a kid, I always saw my parents providing opportunities for my brothers that they never did for me. Even things like taking my brothers to the dentist to get braces so their teeth are nice. or helping them get into good universities, or allowing them to gain some work experience in the family business. My one brother, the youngest, is now the owner of a successful family business, but I wasn't even invited to work there to help out the family keep it running. Instead, I aimlessly drifted from one crappy retail job to another for many years, never really earning anything, always living in debt, and barely making ends meet. I never could afford nice cars or clothes or vacations that my parents and my siblings could, because I had to work hard to survive, because no one gave me any kind of support. Now that I'm an adult, I'm married, and have kids of my own, I live far away from my family, but I'm still jealous of people who have family members that they can get advice from, or who they can talk to about their problems. I don't have anyone on my side of the family for any of that. My parents basically don't give a crap about me. They send me some Facebook messages from time to time or make a like or a comment on one of my posts, but it's always surface level small talk. This is something that my wife and I discuss quite often, because she's noticed too that my family are very distant from me. She doesn't understand why I don't have a family that supports me, and I'm not even talking about financially supporting me. I don't want or need that, but it'd be nice to be able to talk to mom and just get advice about something, instead of feeling like I'm the only one in the world. It's pretty bad, because where I live, I have 0 family members around me. The only family I do have are my wife's family, who have been very supportive. Her brothers are like my best friends, and I see and talk to her parents all the time, but sometimes I feel like they only keep me around because of her. At the end of the day, I'm not one of them, you know? Anyway, I just kind of wish I had one of those TV family relationships with my parents, where dad will show up and be like, "Hey son, what say we go out back and play catch and have a talk?" But I've accepted that that's not me and never will be. I've managed to keep myself in check by writing in a journal for many years. All things considered, I'm doing okay, but just know that a lot of guys do have their problems, even if they don't talk about them. We bleed and show pain just like everyone else does. I distance myself from everyone in my life emotionally, because the feeling of being vulnerable and truly opening up to people scares the shit out of me. It always seems to come back to bite me in the ass when I leak a little bit too much information, because I just want to be alone and forget about everything. I wish I could live alone and have very little interactions with everyone. It's always so draining to be around people day in day out with little alone time. I'm super lonely. I work 50 to 60 hour weeks because I can't stand to be alone in my empty house. Every attempt I've made at a relationship has failed, and I'm starting to think I will never find love that goes both ways. My last relationship ended when I found out I was the side guy. I don't have any close friends because I can't trust anyone anymore. Every person I try to open up to ends up using it against me in some way. I'm emotionally broken and don't know how to make connections anymore. I contemplate suicide daily, but my family can't afford a funeral, so I press on though my life. I wish I could find someone that I can trust with this, but I've learned that nobody really cares about me, just what I can do for them. Edit. Thank you all so much for your support. It made me remember that there are good people out there that really do care, which is something that I was starting to seriously doubt. I probably won't be able to reply to all of your kind messages, but I'm reading all of them. Thank you again. On the subject of pets, that probably won't be a good thing because I work in healthcare, not getting more specific, and have time for nothing but rest and errands during my time off. I do like the idea and will consider it when things slow down at work. I take every day one at a time, trying to win the small battles in my head. All your support will definitely keep me going a little longer. I act indifferent and have things under control, but in reality I'm terrified of the future. I think about 100 what if scenario a day. I don't like to talk about myself cause I feel like I'm not interesting, or people don't care about what I have to say about my life. Thank God I have good friends, but those things not even them I can share with. Edit. I couldn't possibly reply to each one of you, but you best believe I read each comment and my burden feels so much lighter now all those strangers just relate to me and comfort me without knowing me. So thank you. Also a lot have suggested I look into therapy or anxiety medication, so I'll do that. My wife is currently having an emotional affair with a coworker and shows no remorse. Her family and friends seem to support her. I had some serious anxiety about a year ago for a handful of months, and my wife found someone else during that time. My whole world is destroyed. I feel like a loser. I'm too embarrassed to admit it to my friends, and I don't know how I can continue on. She starts individual counseling tomorrow, and all I can hope is that she at least realizes how hurtful she has been. I can't imagine being with anyone else, but having your wife tell you that she thinks she may be happier with another man just sucks all of your self-worth out of you. I've been cheated on, and I had all the thoughts you're having now. These stopped the moment I let myself get insulted and mad. The moment I stopped caring about how they would feel if I was mad, more than my own feelings. She doesn't care that she's hurting you. She's no longer someone who worries about your well-being. Yes, it hurts, but you've got to take that hurt and get mad. Get mad that this person you trusted thinks so little of you, that they're delusional enough to think you're unworthy. Start seeing yourself with the same energy you so desperately cling on to her with. Love yourself, like yourself, and tell the rest of the world to duck off. How dare she play you like that? Fuck that shit. My wife needs me to be mentally and emotionally strong, capable, confident, able to make decisions, able to lead and manage. I cannot show weakness, anxiety, indecision or exhaustion in front of her. I cannot make mistakes, but I'm weak, anxious, indecisive and exhausted because I'm only human. 2020 has been a tough year for everyone, but in addition to COVID I have started a new job in a new country and borne the brunt of all the administrative, logistical and financial management of moving us. I have decision fatigue. I wake up with a sense of dread. All I really want to do is hibernate, but I can't show it. She loses faith in me if I don't keep a stiff upper lip and just handle it like a man. She supports in lots of practical ways: shopping, cooking, cleaning, childcare, but what I need now is a friend. Someone I can be myself with and can share my fears and vulnerabilities with, can have the liberty to be less than perfect with. She won't let me do that because it scares her too much. She needs a strong man to cling to, and if her man turns out not to be strong she lashes out in fear, so I have to kind of bottle it up. I used to have a group of male friends. I couldn't really discuss these things, but at least we could go out for a drink once in a while and unwind, but COVID and moving have put an end to that. I now feel that I have no one, really, who is close enough with whom to share this crushing burden of responsibility. It is affecting our marriage because it doesn't feel like a partnership. A husband and wife should first and foremost be friends. But she says she can't be my friend because friends don't have to rely on each other financially. It's like being married to a housekeeper/secretary. We have sex from time to time, but without the emotional support of a friend I feel like that, too, is a performance that I have to put on a persona of a super masculine, hyper dominant real man. Anything less she says is disgusting. She doesn't even like cuddling afterwards because she thinks it's pathetic and real men don't cuddle. They FCK and leave. I'm deeply unhappy, but the only people who know are random internet strangers. One day I swear I'm going to crack. The only reason I don't is because we have a kid. It's not worth sharing. Every single person that I've opened up to, from my parents, friends, bullies, etc., used it against me in some shape or form, and it just psychologically messed me up. I don't dare to say that I had depression, but made me become 100 times more careful when I speak my mind, and I developed a habit of talking to myself when alone because I just can't hold some thoughts and feelings deeply locked up inside me. I'm constantly angry, anxious and depressed, and it's absolutely exhausting. There's only one person I want to talk to, and she ducking hates me. I don't want to exist anymore, honestly. I don't want to die. I just want the memory of me and who I'm to be wiped away from everyone, so I don't disappoint anyone anymore. I just want to be a ghost and not exist anymore. Sorry, just going through some shit right now with depression, heartbreak, insomnia, and a slew of other things that I have to hide so to not hurt or disappoint anyone. My ex-wife, who mentally abused me for years and physically abused me on separate occasions, who I've been separated with for 5 years and in the process of getting a divorce from, still harasses to this day, as well as the woman I've been dating. I've asked for help on several occasions from the police and the court system. I basically get mocked and laughed at by our judicial system because, what? Is this woman going to beat you up? I'm going to end up with a knife in my chest before anyone listens or takes a step in ending her terror. I'm female and was only friends with the woman, who eventually became my stalker, but I can relate to nobody taking it seriously. This bitch stalked me from 2014 to 2018 after 1 year of friendship, which ended because she tried to destroy my relationships with other people and revealed that she had neo-Nazi tendencies. I'm a walk. She stalked me online for years using accounts of other people I knew while pretending to be them. She called me in the middle of the night and left voicemails of her crying. She sent me love songs saying they were about me. She stole my belongings. She threatened to kill me repeatedly. She got angry in a restaurant and tried to stab my face with a butter knife. She parked outside my house for months. Despite all of this, the police laughed at me, told me that she clearly wasn't violent because she's a woman. She threatened to kill me multiple times though and tried to stab me. Close bracket. They really did not care at all. They would not even take a police report. When I called them at 3 AM BC, she was parked outside my house. She eventually stopped after I deleted all of my social media, but I still live in constant fear that she will randomly get bored and try to find me again. I flinch anytime I see anyone who resembles her. I still struggle to form friendships with girls around my age because I'm scared they'll turn into stalkers. I've tried to find a therapist who can help me work through what happened, but every therapist I've seen has rolled their eyes at me and openly told me that they don't see what the big deal is, and I feel like I'll never find help or feel safe again. I've just been feeling completely unmotivated and worthless for almost a year now. I have a lot of friends and I've talked to them about problems, and even though they were supportive it still didn't help me at all, and now I just feel bad talking to them about it because I've done it multiple times already, which hasn't helped me at all, and I don't want to bother them anymore. No hope in my family either. My parents are divorced and all they care about is having influence over me and don't ever care how I feel. The one time I tried talking to my dad about my problems, he just kind blamed me for it. Got mad that I was keeping to myself and just told me to be more social, which helped a little, but here I'm now. Haven't talked to my friends in weeks and I can't imagine doing it anytime soon. I don't even know what to say anymore because there are just so many parts and layers to all my problems that I don't really know how to even explain it properly. The worst parts are the self-loathing, crippling anxiety and possible ADHD, which I can't even get tested for because I'm too scared. I'm just lost. Don't know what to do, how to solve my problems or even think rationally because one problem just leads to another and another, and it creates this cycle of ducked up life issues. FFs. This is so much harder than I imagined. That I'm still broken on the inside. That my soul is like ducking Coventry after the Germans raided it during the Second World War. That I'm afraid to sink into depression for the 6th time in my life because it got worse and longer with every single time. Because the only thing that kept me alive was my back then GF who left me. That I consider myself a massive disappointment. The failure of my family, and that my family would be better off without me. That my family, especially my parents, were a major reason for these 5 depressions. That all it will take to push me over the edge and into suicide is just a little push because I do not want to struggle for the 6th time. That I'm still not over my breakup, despite it being something that happened over 2 years ago. That I still cry from time to time whenever I think about the past. Edit. I think I should clarify some things. I'm quite certain that I'm currently not depressed. The last time I was in that slump was 2018. I'm simple the wreckage that was left after that time. No, as of right now, I do not think that I need therapy. I get by in my everyday life, and as long as I do not think about the past, I have no problems with getting through daily stuff. Yes, I know that I have a very skewed perception. However, that is the result of my last depression. It is not something that I can change easily, and I highly doubt that I can change that perception in the near future. Things got so much better between me and my family, and the last depression played a huge role in that. However, I want to thank each and every one of you for reaching out to me. Seriously, I really wish that I would have done that 2 years ago. Seeing random people on the internet care enough for a stranger like me made me cry. Thank you all. Please click subscribe if you enjoyed this video.